Yeah, that, right?
It's time for murder moose! Oh, murder moose!
If you ever want to know what a deer in a headlight look is, look at Josh the second we hit like record, and he's like,
"Get!" Oh wait, look at we got murder fucking moose, episode 114. I'm on it, Rod. I'm on it. Welcome, Rod Johnston. Oh wait, Rod _ Johnston, and
that is
at continue here for episode 114. Krampus Styles. Here on the Slash and Cast Podcast Network.
It's in the game.
Yay!
There we go.
There.
You did great.
I did it. I did it.
So ever since Josh has like we've taken the like we have the murder moose like bouncing his way onto the intro. Josh kind of like talks because like that's his like part of it, and it cracks me up because it's like more random than like me starting and then Josh interrupting me and then like us going from there. So it's just the
it
new
starts
rhythm.
it off on the right foot, but I'm left-footed, so
it starts it off on the left foot.
No, I'm left-footed.
Wrong.
Left foot, right foot, left
Okay.
foot, right.
So this is a question though, like
I
do
love how I
left-footed
confuse
people
the shit out. Wait, what?
No, do left-footed people or left-handed people also like tend to use their left foot more?
I was just thinking that.
I don't know.
But I'm super ambidextrous because I learned drums on a right-handed setup and didn't know there was a difference. So I've always played open.
Okay, to people who don't know drums, Josh, what is the difference between a right-handed setup of a drum and because I just think everything's
right
symmetrical.
Here, so you know how like people cross over when they play, right?
No.
Like, okay, well,
no,
if you ever watch a normal drummer on a drum set, they cross over to hit the hi-hat and the snare. That's just the normal way to do it. And then everything else to stay in time because you're hitting with it allows you to hit the toms on the right side at the right time. Like, but I play open, so I'm playing catch up every time I play my toms because it's on the wrong hand. So I got to hit one more time on the bottom. But then also the bottom is right-footed. So I'm very like right-footed when it comes to drumming, but I still play open or left-handed on a right-handed setup. It's really stupid and dumb, but it's more style points. I can just hit the shit out of my drums.
That's when I played softball. I'm right-handed, like on everything. But when I golf, like if I'm playing putt-putt or whatever, or if I'm like playing baseball or softball, I'm left-handed when I hit.
And I'm
it's really weird.
Weird, right? But then I catch with my right hand and throw with my left.
You're a mess.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this recently because I open jars with my left hand.
I thought you were going to say with your dick. I was just
that's when like when my dick's not getting hard enough that day, I'm just like, I got to use my hands today.
You just wrap it around it?
I just wrap it around. I'm gifted, Ken. I'm gifted. No, but like I hold the jar with my right, but I remove, and it's like I was thinking, I'm like that's the only thing I use my left hand for, like at all.
When
like,
you cut like steak and stuff, do you use your knife in your left hand or your right hand?
My right hand.
Same.
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't know.
More so weird that Josh does.
Well, Josh, I think it's.
But then also, you learn on a computer with the mouse in your right hand and the keyboard in your left. But I know some people that are left-handed that do actually use the mouse with their left hand, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
well, they make left-handed mice now.
And keyboards.
Yeah.
Which I think someone in my someone in my chat was talking about it one day, and I'm like, yeah, they make. And I pulled up Amazon, and they're like, you just changed my life. I'm like, they make.
You know what the worst things
everything.
are? Scissors. They are not meant for left-handed people. Everything is so janky when I cut it. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, it was funny. My wife and I have been on our the never-ending watch of NCIS, which we're on like season 15 now. It just never ends. And the episode, I learned something the other day because they were like, one of the characters was like posing as a doctor.
Look at this.
And
early,
those,
early cuts. Wow.
You know those scissors that they use to like cut open clothes and shit? My wife told me like that.
No.
The one side of them is like flat on the bottom because it's supposed to go against the skin, so you're not like. I didn't know that because.
Oh yeah. My mom used to work at a hospital and had some of those ones at home. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So I was just like,
there's the cuts.
Interesting.
What do you think about those scissors, Ken?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I wanted to call them forceps, and that is not what they are.
I mean, it's better than calling them foreskins. So.
How dare you dirty my ears?
Okay,
I'm such a poor, innocent individual.
I know.
How dare.
Who's past her prime because she's over 30 and has had sex with other men.
Oh! What is happening?
Ken has a troll that it keeps coming to her stream and telling her she's worthless because she's had sex with men, and we just all laugh at him. And
I love him. I love him so much. He's my favorite. I learned that according to him, we're totally throwing this out there. That's fine. According to him, once a woman has sex, her safety seal, her warranty seal is broken. She's no good.
And she also, like, he was spun out some bullshit about, like, taking the DNA of everyone that you've ever had sex with.
If you've never heard of telegony, it is the best. It is the absolute best. Josh is oh my God, I have checked out. I do not care.
And by the best, Ken means the worst, but it's the most hysterical.
It's hilarious.
Insane bullshit. It's just like.
If you don't know what telegony is.
Never don't care. It's just straight up. Yes.
Okay, I have to tell you what telegony is. I must educate everyone. So the description from whatever this website is, that's an org ed, whatever. It's the belief that the sire first mated to a female will have an influence upon some of that female's later offspring by another male. Basically, if you have sex with someone and you exchange DNA, that DNA remains in the woman's system. And then when she gives birth to a child, that child is not entirely hers and the gentleman's DNA, but all the other men that she's interacted with. So that child is never fully just one person.
People actually believe this?
Yes. 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 And it is
and they also
hilarious.
Believe that the world is flat, right?
Yes. And they've also done a lot of tests on it to figure out like the truth or like if it's an actual thing. There was this brief concept where like with a particular insect, they thought that maybe it could hold, like the bucket could hold water, but nobody can confirm it. And now that the very particular train is taking off and pushing that information, so it's great. So we had a whole conversation about it all the time. He's my favorite. I love him.
It's amazing to me that like that the internet is actually making people dumber, which is, I mean, maybe it's not amazing, but you just go, it makes me speechless, and almost nothing makes me speechless. And I'm just like, this is why one week, I don't know when, we have to do Idiocracy because I still think it's the scariest movie ever made. And it actually reminded me, this movie, Krampus, reminds me of Idiocracy for a couple of reasons.
Yes.
But it's like Idiocracy mixed with like
I think
Die Hard and like
that's what
else.
Michael gets right though, is that kind of the social commentary on top of what it actually.
Oh yeah,
because like the scary parts of this movie aren't the scariest parts. It's the fucking shitty people. And
it's the opening fucking cinema. Like the first like 15, 20 minutes of this movie is like the most fucked up part about all of it. And it's
Black
just like
Friday shopping. The scariest time of year.
Which we there's a movie we watched on here a while back. Maybe it was last Christmas. The Black Friday movie with Bruce Campbell and Devon Sawa and stuff like that. And it's like an alien invasion movie, but like all these people are working. Yeah. And it was good. It wasn't great or anything, but it was good. It's fun.
it was actually better than I thought it was going to be, and it was trying so hard to be what the fuck is that? Zombieland. It was trying to be Zombieland without zombies, but it didn't have the budget to accomplish what it wanted to accomplish. But
which as soon as you see Devon Sawa, I love that man. He's like he just does most. It's same with Bruce Campbell. It's not like if it's not a Sam Raimi movie, Bruce Campbell is in a movie. It's probably low budget. I mean,
but both of them have found their niche. And they're typecast, and they lean into it appropriately now. Like both of them, like genuinely and appropriately lean into it, and their fans love them more for it.
Oh yeah, well, dude, Devon Sawa is so ridiculous. I haven't finished. I'm like halfway through the second season of Chucky, but like he played 2 characters on the first season, and now he's a different character season 2. And it's just embracing the like ridiculousness of like Chucky and all that stuff. And it's just like,
love it.
And that show gets meta and it gets like all this shit and it's bonkers. But I really enjoy Chucky, but like the show. But
I got almost all the way through season 1.
I didn't know the show was out yet.
Second season's done now. Yeah. There's 2 seasons. Yep.
And and Jennifer Tilly came back, which is awesome.
Yeah, she was. She appeared at the end of season 1, really, I think, and then dude, that the show also has such good representation of LGBTQ stuff, like that's another really positive thing. I have poodles. Puppies. I'm babysitting poodles, everyone. So okay, it's okay, Lilith. It's Zeke and Katie's poodles. They're here till tomorrow night, so. They're goofballs. Okay, before we go into Krampus, anything else you guys want to bring up before we go in? Anything cool going on?
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe,
huh? You don't have to say yes. You could say no. It's fine. It's okay.
I mean, there's always stuff going on. I feel like I'm drowning every day, but that's a good thing, I think.
Well, I thought we might be seeing Violent Night. So last week I made a Violent Night poster, which kind of kickstarted my weekend. And then I did this poster, and I actually had a commission come in on the weekend as well. So I was working on a commission poster as well. So it was a postery weekend for me. And I had I think because I started it off with Violent Night, and I really enjoyed myself with that during like, work and stuff. I had a lot more fun with this Krampus one, and it was like this more simple. I haven't done like a really like pulled back like simplistic one in a while, and I really enjoy like just the simplicity and the colors, and
it's beautiful.
It's wonderful, pretty. And it also goes along with the movie, and because the movie is very like it's not ever oversaturated with color, right? It's always very like very dark blues and very like dark browns, like and all that stuff. But like because of the movie, Ken, you and I both played a bunch of Callisto Protocol. I lost my shit on it on Saturday for like 3 hours because, as you know, as soon as the monsters start having tentacles come out of them, there's a hallway where you have to fight like 4 of these monsters in a row. And I was literally doing the same hallway over and over and screaming and yelling like a lunatic because I was so frustrated. And then I beat it, and my chat went and did a level 7 hype train because I was so. But that game, it's fun. It's not perfect. It's not as good as Dead Space, but I've been having a blast with it. But the PC port is a fucking mess, and I hear they're fixing the console versions and everything. But like, man, I'm like,
they're fixing the PC ports and they're listening. There's a lot of people that are making suggestions. Did you beat it yet?
No, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how many hours I'm in because I was doing that sequence so many times in a row. Like,
you're playing on like ultra hard, right?
The hard, which is the the real problem with that game. Like
the last 2 chapters, I'm just gonna tell you now. Hold on to your ass and be prepared because I played. Oh, that last boss I spent like 2 hours on, if not more. But I only had red health left, so yeah.
Oh man, I at the point though in like on hard difficulty you can't heal you can't heal in combat. You can't do, like any of that stuff. So it's like if you're getting through, it's like you can fuck like that hallway. The problem was like there's 4 guys in a row. So like I multiple times got through 3 and then like my brain went smooth brain and I'm just like on the last one and I just die and I'm like but yeah, it's the it was weird because it was like the perfect difficulty. Like the hard was like challenging, but and then that just goes what like it just it goes from being like perfect difficulty to like bend you over, no lube, horse cocking your ass, and it's just like but it's like gorgeous. Like Josh Duhamel is like awesome in it. Like he looked the graphics like. So I bought the Steam version, played for like an hour and a half. I was like, nope, returned it. I bought it on PS5, and like it looks almost identical. Like it looks just not like the problem with the PC version is just like it seems like because this isn't the first game even this year that's done this like. These developers like optimize like they it seems like they go out and they aim to get the console versions better. Like that's their number one priority. And then you get these PC ports and you're just like, what? Like it just, cause Elden Ring was like that. You remember Elden Ring came out on a PC and it was just like, you're having to change 8 settings and download things and do all that. And you're like, God damn it, guys. God damn it. It's just like, it could just be like, I think the biggest problem is like they don't set these games up to optimize themselves on your system. Like they don't like set them up to like, yeah, put this to this like, and so you're like listening to people to like go, well, you could try changing this, and like, how about your game just optimizes itself?
Can we make a group decision? I know this is off of our topic, but can we make a group decision to request the developers have motion blur off when the game launches?
Yep.
And then give that option for people who are sadistic and want to play with motion blur. Yeah. But I think there's more people that don't like it. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, you're completely right. So that was a thing, and I know you enjoyed it, but it was like, man, it's like it's another one of those games like. I liked it a lot more than Scorn. Don't get me wrong, but Scorn was like it was another game that you just go, okay, it just doesn't seem like it. Like you rushed it out, like you didn't play test enough, you didn't like optimize for PC, and it's just like, it's like you're having a good meal and then you find a dog turd in like a bite of it. And it's just it throws off the entire meal. Like it's like you're so close. So close, and yet so far. Okay. I bullshit about that. Let's talk. Josh is like on another planet now. Josh is like, man, I'm not having sex for this. What is going on?
Yeah, seriously. What the fuck?
Ooh, daddy. Ooh. Okay. Let's talk about Krampus. We are doing Krampus from 2015, directed by Michael Dougherty, who did Josh's favorite movie of all time. No, not his favorite, but one of his favorites, Trick or Treat. And it reads as follows. A boy who had a bad Christmas accidentally summons a festive demon to his family home. I want to say, first off, the fucking style of this movie is so fucking wonderful. And you could see that the guy did Trick or Treat, right? And like he goes on to do like the last Godzilla movie. But like,
which is whatever. He's just because it sucks that Trick or Treat didn't do, like I anticipated Trick or Treat for 2.5 years before it came out because it got postponed and then it didn't even get a fucking release. But I ended up seeing it at Cuff with one of the actors in the theater and stuff. But because that's where I saw it and my hype for it and everything, I just assumed that it had become this massive thing that was super successful.
Yeah.
I didn't know it didn't even get a fucking release. Like,
Yeah.
and now it's gone on to be this huge cult classic. Like Sam is an icon in the horror industry now. Yeah, it's unfortunate that it didn't, and that his career didn't take off from that movie, because if you look back, I do every year at this movie, it's flawless. Like Trick or Treat, yeah, there might be like the tiniest little things, but as a rewatchability and just like a Halloween movie, it is the Halloween movie for me. And to see him come back and be presented with the opportunity to do the same thing but for Christmas now, I remember seeing this first in theaters, like, you know, opening day. I was first in line type thing, because I'm obsessed with this filmmaker now. And my expectations going in were way too high, because Trick or Treat is just, it's like, it's my everything for Halloween. So I remember being a little disappointed in seeing this the first time, but rewatching this and like maturing my love for Trick or Treat on just like a whole nother level. Seeing this now with like a different set of eyes, with different lenses. It's a rewatch now. The appreciation is there, like, so much for this. It's so fucking funny, this movie.
Yeah.
It understands and is so self-aware of what it's doing the entire time.
Yep.
It's so like meta and just, I don't know. It's a fucking fun ride.
Dude, Ken, how many times have you seen this?
Like 3 or 4.
So I think this was my second or third watch, and it is like, it was like, okay, I'm not gonna go out there, because we talked about it when that Megan is Megan, right? The doll movie like got like announced, or Meg, or whatever the fuck it's called, got announced as a PG-13 movie. Like I don't think I saw this in theaters, because I was like, oh, it's PG-13, but I don't think I realized, put 2 and 2 together, there was a Trick or Treat director, because I didn't see Trick or Treat in the theater either. But man, this movie
because it didn't go to theaters, man. In America,
well, I meant Krampus.
Krampus,
I didn't see Krampus. Yeah, but I think it got like, it says it like on IMDb, it's got a 6.2 out of 10. Like it seemed like it got decent reviews, but they weren't as good as they should have been. Like what this movie, the quality of this movie, it's just I
feel like the Krampus look, the end all look of Krampus missed the mark a little bit. Like the silhouette, what I put on the like the lead up to it, almost did the whole like Signs thing to me. Because like he's not that creepy. He's weird looking.
Oh, dude, I love him. His eyes and his horns.
I like his mouth.
I love the horns.
Yeah.
But like I feel like it could have been way creepier. But with everything else, I guess it almost would have been maybe too over the top going with everything else, because all the toys and all the like really PG-13 ish like other scares are really not scary. They're more like, I don't know, like seeing it through my girlfriend's eyes, who are in the kitchen, not watching, not liking it. And it's like, it sounds way scarier than it actually is, because I'm laughing my ass off, but it's too like, like the craziest sounding movie ever. I'm like,
the sound,
it's
the
hilarious.
sound design in this movie is fucking hysterical. I mean, awesome. But like, I think that like the creepiest moments in the whole movie are like that first, like when the girl, like the oldest daughter, is going out into the like, and just being like, just chucking things, and when the dads go out looking for her, like where you don't see, and again, it's
the sound design.
We talk about it on this podcast all the time. The less you see, the scarier it is, right? And so it's like
they did the whole Tremors thing. They're all getting pulled into the ground, and I love it.
Yeah. And but like that, the sound design, like the fucking creature design, like the elves are fucking fantastic. Like the puppets are all fucking creepy, especially the one that ate the one little girl that like
But the sounds are way creepier than the puppet is at all. Like, I like that it unhinges the jaw in the middle too. That's always like a creepier look to me, but the sound is way creepier.
It reminds me of the puppet from Poltergeist, right? Like kind of like because the stripes and the long, elongated like form and everything like that messed with the kid, the clown thing. That's what it kind of reminded me of.
I don't know what toys never like, on like a scare meter. For me, anything like that is just a toy coming to life. The scare meter, it's down at like a 0.5. I am just not scared of it whatsoever. I was never scared of Chucky, or I always did that stuff growing up with I had like this puppet thing and I put a Jason mask on it and make it kill all my friends in short films. So like, I think because at a young age, I did that stuff and saw how to make it look like that. Yeah. It was just never scary. So like the scare level of this movie is really low, but now I think rewatching it and really listening to how crazy it is and I had it turned like way the fuck up too. I want to hear this.
Well, dude, I have it on like the Shout Factory version that they put out last year. It was like the naughty version. I was telling you guys before. It's like the unrated cut, which I'm like, I think the unrated part was more language. I think they didn't cut I think they cut dialogue off like when it's in like the PG-13 version.
Rod thought he was going to get the OnlyFans version, and it didn't happen.
I wanted to see Krampus's asshole. Why is that so much to ask for? He's fucking big and plumpy. Like he's got to have like a horrifying asshole, and they just don't show it. You say unrated? I expected fucking Krampus like fucking elves in the ass, and I did not get it. God damn it.
Josh, there's your short for this week.
Oh, I didn't do this though.
Fuck. Fuck, ass, shit, and titties. Oh, man. But like again, it's that thing where you have a PG-13 horror movie, right?
Just whenever Rod says anything, just
Kim's like questioning her life choices yet again.
I'm going to meet who for what tomorrow? What?
Gizmo is like climbing behind me. You see Gizmo climbing like a little monster?
Mm-hmm.
Little monster. Gizmo, you're a monster. You're a monster.
Like, yes, I am. Now that you've noticed me, I require more attention. Thank you.
The only part of the show that matters.
Gizmo. It's the only thing about any of my content that matters. Gizmo. Also, there was something else I thought about while we were I was watching this. I can't believe, but it is true, I think. This is our first Toni Collette movie on the podcast, which is kind of something because...
Did we not do Hereditary? I would love for us to do Hereditary because the daughter is coming to... Dude, you got to get up to Calgary this year.
Okay, when am I coming? I will be there.
Okay, good.
I told you, just give me a proper... I need more than 2 weeks notice and I'm good.
It's August.
Okay, I'll be there in August for sure.
Just come. What do you think, all of August. I'm just kidding.
I don't know if I could come that much, Josh. That's a lot of coming. That's a lot of coming.
God.
I'll be 40 in August, Josh. I'll be 40.
So what?
That's a lot of coming.
Your balls will still work in August.
Balls don't make your cum, Josh. I mean, they just make the baby spermies. The prostate, Josh. The prostate. You got to milk the prostate.
Did you know that there's a whole bunch of men out there who think that if you're down to one testicle, you can't have children? And that all of your semen is stored in one testicle, and that's where all of your babies come from.
This is our podcast, by the way. This is...
Wow, I don't know how to feel about this since I've talked about Telegoni and now this, but hey, we're doing great.
I mean, it's just more proof that people are fucking insane. Like, that's the same people who think that if you touch your own asshole, you're gay, Ken. So that's the kind of thing that's happening in this world. There are people who think that if you guys, they think if they
just
touch
start
they don't
doing
like
the Pee Wee Herman dance next time you hear someone say that.
Oh, I thought you meant
what? No.
that's the because he got arrested for jerking off in a porno theater. That was the joke, Josh, and Josh. Gizmo is not amused. Yeah, but I was amazed because Toni Collette has done some fucking top 10 horror movies. I mean, she's obviously Hereditary, The Sixth Sense.
The fact, anytime we bring up that movie, the fact that she didn't even get nominated that year is just an abomination. Like, all fucking award shows are just so lame because that happened. Like, everyone after that is just, it doesn't matter. She didn't even get nominated.
For Hereditary, you mean?
Yes.
It's just, it's insane. It is truly like you go,
what more do you have to do? Seriously.
I don't know, man. That movie, it's the one masterpiece M. Night Shyamalan a Ding Dong Dip made. And so it's like, ugh.
God, she's got a hugely long list that she's done too. It's wild.
Dude, the cast of this fucking movie is fucking bonkers.
I
mean,
know.
Adam Scott, Toni Collette, Dave Kushner, who is fucking amazing, and I love him in like most things. Conchata Farrell is fucking amazing. Dude, Krista Stadler, the Omi, is I think my favorite scene in this movie. Yeah, when she fucking shuts the door and is like, "Fuck you, Krampus, I'm coming for you." It is so. You're like,
she's so metal.
Get him, Omi. Get him. And then she just, and none of it happens. But like, she's such a badass. It's just like, man, Omi, you're fucking dope. And I love her because she just speaks German the whole time. And it's just like,
it's just deadpan the entire time. She does, zero fucks given, but it's amazing.
Yeah. I meof you think about it, you can go, oh, okay. Well, she watched her whole village and her parents get murdered by Krampus like 60 years ago, 70 years ago. You can kind of understand why she's a little fucked up, right? It's like oh, okay, that's why Omi is just like seeing some shit. That the other movie I actually last night I was watching Home Alone, and
did you know it's Krampus Day today?
No,
it's Krampschnack. The parade for Krampus every year on December 5th across the world, including in Germany, Austria, Slovenia, and the Czech Republic, Hungary, and Austria. I said Australia. Oh, no, Austria and Australia. The night before the feast of St. Nicholas, people dress up like Krampus and chase children through the streets. Krampus gives the children
so much
clusters
fun!
of twigs so they don't forget about him. Drop a little devil. Yeah. Wow.
Dude,
it's Krampschnack
cool.
today. And we're recording it on Krampschnack.
And I watched it today. I assume you watched it today, Josh. I don't know if you watched it today, but like
no, I watched it
yesterday.
On Sunday. Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, okay. Perfect timing for everything, man. It's funny because like didn't mean to line it up like that, but here we are.
What?
Here we are.
When it was down to the two movies, it was like, I've seen Krampus, and we haven't talked about it. I wanted to rewatch it. I haven't seen the other
Rare
one.
Exports.
Yeah, Rare Exports. It doesn't even say horror in the thing. It's more just like fantasy. Isn't it?
It's a horror movie.
Okay.
It's a horror movie. It's the.
But this is more definitively a horror movie for sure. It's like
I think the thing is because like when it gets brought over here, it's what people classify it really, right? It's like the I saw you added on your Plex that Troll movie, which it looks like it's made by the same people who made that Troll Hunters movie like years ago. I don't know if you've ever seen that, which is found footage about trolls in Norway, which is fucking fantastic.
I heard it's a fun time.
So I saw that, and then when I saw that the Troll movie was on Netflix, and it was like Netflix
it's the same
exclusive,
one.
I was like, "Wait, what?
Yeah,
It's the same one."
Yeah. Plex can get anything.
Plex is a magical place, Ken. It's a magical
Oh,
place.
no, I meant like from movies as far as like the one that I watched years ago, and then Netflix is like, here we go.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, that it looks like it's made by the same people or whatever. Because that original one was dope. If you've never seen it, like these guys going into the woods looking for trolls, and it's just like it's fantasy horror-y thing. But again, we talk about it all the time. It's like you can say some things are horror or whatever. It's just like what do you get? It's when you touch things with it, like what
like a butt,
like a butt. You want to touch butts, Josh, with consent. With consent, Josh. Consent is important.
Yes, of course. I never gave you consent, Rod. Jeez.
I didn't touch your butt. I've never been in the same country as you, Josh.
Stop.
Okay, Josh. I'll stop sending you dick pics. I thought you liked them.
Those
and that's
were
why
unsolicited.
Then I thought you kept moaning at him. I was like, I thought that meant you liked him. Okay. I want to talk about the creature design also in this film, outside of Krampus. The gingerbread men are fucking wonderful. And I think that
they're so cute.
Yeah, those are my favorite. They have a lot of personality too, though. Like each one of them reminds me of like a separate like gremlin or that type of style of character. And they have like a lot of personality and they like give the finger, like that's like one of the most fun parts and like standout parts of the movie for me.
Well, them shooting the fucking nail. Okay. I have a question. I don't know if you guys noticed this. They're shooting at the dude. They're shooting at Howard David Kushner with the nail gun. But they're screws. Why are there screws being shot out of a nail gun? Because I'm like, that doesn't. Okay, that makes sense. But that scene's amazing, and the best part about it is how after Howard kills the like two of them with the shooting the like little lantern with the shotgun. Rosie, the English bulldog, saves the day and eats the third one. Yeah. Also, Rosie was a boy, I think, because her name was Thor, if you looked at the credits. My wife noticed that. But yeah. Rosie's the real MVP. Okay. Those motherfuckers, it's all Max. Max is the fucking worst, and I fucking hate him. And one of the last things he does, because this entire movie happens because Max is throws a hissy fit. Like he's like Kevin McAllister, but like way
a lot
worse.
Of the characters and how they act remind me of like the over the top characters of Home Alone for sure.
Yeah. He lets the fucking dog into the vent after the monster, and the dog gets eaten. Fuck you, Max, you fucking asshole.
That's the worst part of this movie is that sound effect right there. When the dog gets hurt, I don't like it. Everything else is good. That one sound, it makes it hurts. But whatever.
You're like, because this movie it has a lot to like in common with National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, right? It's like you're like this family, and they're all kind of like, I mean, you get all you need really like logistically in the opening scene where you're singing this happy Christmas music, and you see all the fucking people being shitty during Black Friday, right? And then it transitions into the Max like fighting some kid at school or fighting some kid at the mall or whatever the fuck it is, because he was telling other little kids that there was no Santa Claus, right? And that he was propaganda
because he's
to
a
sell
fucking
Coca-Cola.
ass.
It's the opening thing of like Home Alone 2, like where they're doing the choir concert, and his Buzz is like putting the candle behind him and doing all that stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
Christmas tree.
And you go, okay, like you feel bad for the kid, but like he ruins everything just by being like an asshole, like because the twatty little cousins steal his note to Santa and read it. Like that is just the most like you're basically saying fuck all, like by like 10 minutes in this film you're like saying fuck everyone besides Omi, because Omi is the only one who's like not like a cunt.
I didn't read it. I didn't see it that way. I think you're giving Max a very poor shake.
I thought Max
He killed everyone. He cursed them to be in a fucking snow globe.
And then he took him back.
Blame him? Do you blame him?
No.
Do you remember Christmases with your family?
But what about his letter? His letter was genuinely asking for help because everyone, in a nice, innocent way, he's like, you know what? I'm not asking for anything for myself. I'm asking you to help this person, person. And there was a genuine, like, kid, loving energy to him at the beginning. He turned that and said, fuck you, fuck all of you then. And that's why Krampus came, because he lost his innocence.
Yeah.
Yeah, his letter is so sweet because he's like, I want mom and dad to fall back in love again. And I want Aunt Linda or whatever her name is and her husband to have a better time. And I want to hang out with my sister more. I don't think there was anything that was like bad.
Yeah, and that letter's sweet, but he loses his cool. The kid loses his cool like multiple times, including the ending where if he wouldn't have lost his cool again, he could have gone and lived his life and not like been stuck in the snow globe like fucking like purgatory. But like every time he loses his cool, bad shit happens, right? Like the kid, and I know he's a kid.
He
like
wants to poke
12.
the bear, like the poster. He's poking the bear with the stick.
He does. Because he's got a fucking temper, man. And it's just like,
he sounds like Rod playing video games.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta think about it. Like being that age and going through all that, and like he's not the baby anymore. That's a hard spot to be at. And then you're being shoved in with all these people that you don't really know well, but you do. But like you also. Like the dog shit in Beth's bed the year before. I don't blame them for being like, I don't want to hang out with these people. No, like they're awful.
She said it was human shit, and like people were trying to justify it was Rosie, but like she's like, that whole family, like, and you get bits and pieces of them not being shitty, right? Especially the sister of Sarah, Tony Collette's character, like.
She's the only one that has shades of not being shitty. Everyone else is pretty much just the worst the entire time.
Well, it's like Adam Scott's character Tom is the dad of like the Max and married to Tony Collette is like seems like he's just too dedicated to his job, right? Like he does. It sounds because that's what he's the kids Max's letter to Santa is like, and.
Then you get the brother-in-law, even when he's like, "Oh, I'm seeing a different side of you, and you're not so much of a pussy and stuff." And like, even his like compliments are backhanded. So yeah, they're just. But that, like you said, it those characters also are reminiscent of what like National Lampoon's Christmas like characters were as well.
It's Eddie. It's the over like the people who make themselves welcome when they shouldn't and are just like aren't thankful for anything. I think that the little blonde kid just chugging Mountain Dew at the fucking dinner table. And also, if you come into someone's house and they're serving you fucking a wonderful meal at Christmas time and you just start bitching, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Especially,
like,
what were they being fed? Like the miniature, what was that?
Like creme brulee, like or some shit like that. Like
she was like creme brulee, and then for dinner they had like they looked like tiny Cornish game hens.
Yeah,
and,
like
a whole bunch
super
of other stuff, which
fancy,
is awesome.
Yeah. It's actually a little dry.
That's like, and that's another best part of that scene is at the very end of that scene where the old fat blonde kid who I don't know if he ever says anything. Like he's just like
eating
it. Yeah, he's just like eating it. Like he's just shoving the whole Cornish hen down in his mouth. And he's just like,
sounds like an OnlyFans shoot.
I'm not shoving Cornish hens in my mouth. I do want to dress up like Krampus.
Why?
It's what the people want.
Yes.
I don't. No, they don't.
No. I just love misdirecting you every episode.
I mean,
this is what you should be doing because I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I just want to see you do it. Do it.
You can do it. You can do it all
Just get a little
night
Cornish
long.
hen. And then for I don't fucking know where I'm going.
You're like you have to that's the part where you're like ADHD with it, Josh, but you gotta, like,
then you can
follow
show
through
it
with
and
the
be
thought
like,
process.
look at how huge my dong is. This is a full-size hen.
I wrapped a present half naked yesterday and put it on OnlyFans, so it's okay. Yep,
Woo!
there you go. There's a present under this tree. Yes. Dong everywhere. Dong everywhere. It's the movie really does a good job of like making that feeling of like awkwardness though, like of Christmas time with family, right? Which is why the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation is such a like, you know, it's like you took that and instead of like a squirrel jumping out of your Christmas tree,
Surprise,
evil
Krampus.
surprise Krampus, basically. And man,
I just love that it's actually the day today. Like,
yeah,
if you look it up, man, there's so many creepier Krampus outfits just on Google of people like walking down the streets looking fucking badass. That's why like he's big, yes, but like there's terrifying looking Krampuses out there today on parade looking way more crazy than this.
I like the giant figurine of it. Like I've like just a brooding,
his
huge
presence
figure
is amazing, and like
and
him on the rooftop,
his silhouette
it looks awesome.
Yeah,
and yeah,
his silhouette's awesome. I love his tongue where he's just like that, and his fucking creepy ass fingers when he's like touching people because he touches Omi. He's like, ooh, and then he touches Max at the very end too, and it's just like he's got those too long fingers and the nails are way too long, and it's just like all like that, and he's got like lizard eyes that are like sideways lizard eyes. His eyes are like red, but like his pupil they're like cat eyes but like turn sideways.
They're kind of like goat eyes.
Oh, is that what it was?
They're kind of like them, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever like looked at goat eyes, but
They're
it
like
makes sense.
Keyholes, but his are kind of like that, but kind of turned or whatever. But yeah, goat eyes kind of look like keyholes.
Well, because he's got goat hooves, right? Like you see like early on when Tom and Howard go into the boyfriend's house of their daughter, of Tom's daughter, they find the hoof prints, and he's like, Tom's like, those are goat prints or whatever. He's like, what kind of goat walks on his hind legs? And you're like, you see him at the scene with Omi that he's got giant hooves. They're not just like little hooves; they're huge hooves. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, he looks like he's about 10 feet tall. I mean, I would guesstimate like 10 feet tall. I don't know.
He's pretty damn tall.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at photos from the festivals.
Yeah, I want to get a Krampus outfit and do OnlyFans shoot in it. I think it'd be cool, but I don't know what to do. I was looking on Amazon a little today. I'm like, there's some cool shit you could do with it, but where would my dick fit into this picture? This costume
in a snow globe.
In a snow globe?
In the bottom of a snow globe. Make it look. I don't fucking know. No.
I just got to do the dick in a box thing from the Lonely Island with Justin Timberlake. That's a different thing, but also
just put Justin Timberlake's face on your dick and then say it's gonna be
May. Or save that for May.
I was gonna say it makes more sense in May, but it's gonna be May. You can't bat. You can't ever. No one ever bats 1,000, Josh. No one. No one ever bats 1,000.
That scared me, and I jumped.
Kin pooped a little bit. She pooped a little bit. The other monsters though, I do enjoy the other monsters in this film. The cookie the gingerbread men are dope. You know, it's funny, they're some of the better like CG of characters that are like little like that like have that realistic thing. And I think it helped that they had the little fat kid bite into one of their heads. Like that gave them the tangible effects, right? Like the CG was really good for him. But the creepy monsters in the attic, I know, Josh, you're saying you never scare you. But the giant one who eats the little girl, I love his mouth and like that like drooly like anaconda look. The little Annabelle looking like the little.
That's the only one that's creepy to me. Was that
one?
Yeah.
Yeah. The bear wasn't creepy, but I did dig his like giant teeth and everything like that. That the bear was pretty cool.
The thing I like the most about this movie is that it looked like a studio film. Like it was lit so fucking well. The camera work like was very cinematic and expensive looking the entire time.
Yeah.
It looked like a budget film or like a bigger budget film, and the contrast and the sharpness and just like it looked so polished, and like you don't get that all the time in horror. And it I feel like the escapism is allowed to happen more in movies that are produced at this high of a level. And I think that's why I enjoy Trick or Treat so much, because it's the same like vibe. It has that like very well produced look to it. And he brought that to this one. And I always appreciate that.
It's one of the better dark movies that is lit well, right? So many fucking one of the worst movies I've ever seen in the theaters, Alien versus Predator Covenant, or what is it? Requiem. The second one, Rectum. Rectum is a better name for it, because I don't know how many times I've talked about it in here. That movie is so incredibly badly lit that you can't see it. It is my least favorite Alien and or Predator movie because of that, because you can't see the fucking movie. The movie sucked otherwise, but even if you could see it, it would have been like great. But like, how do you light a movie, a professional movie with like hundreds, like, you know, tens of millions of dollars shooting it, and you make it so you can't see the goddamn movie? And this movie is so great because they give you that sense of it being dark, but like being able to see what you need to. As,
like look what you can do with a couple RGB lights and a webcam. Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it's amazing how many people that are in Hollywood that make movies that don't like that's like, I don't like, is that not important to them? I don't fucking know, man. But like, yeah, it's this entire movie is shot.
But that's also why, you know, I always look at it through that lens of like, oh, I want to see how it was made type thing. I love behind the scenes of this type of shit. And it sucks watching horror movies that way, because then I'm so desensitized already, but then also not actually fully escaping with the movie. I'm looking at it like that. So it's never overly that scary to me.
Yeah. I don't get scared in movies very often. It's like, I think for me to get truly terrified in a film, I have to be in a theater filled with people who are also like losing their goddamn minds, because you get that like,
that was Smile. Everyone was not okay. Like no one was okay. And it made it such a, like, just a roller coaster. You were along with the people going, fuck no. Oh my God. Whoa! And you're like laughing and clapping at that dude over there because he's hilarious. And then you're like, oh, with him. It's so
I say it all the time, but my two favorite horror movie experiences in a theater were Paranormal Activity and Blair Witch Project, because everyone was losing their goddamn fucking minds. And it's just like, that's the kind of stuff you're just like, yeah, and you like feed on that. And it's like, my movie like snobness at this point, I don't go, I don't stay up till 2:00 in the morning for midnight releases and shit like that, you know, anymore. And also I live.
He said he's going to be 40.
Well, I know, but I also live not that far from where.
Oh, you folded too hard on that one. I didn't like it.
I know.
I didn't like
old.
it. Don't.
I gave it. I crawled into a ball so you couldn't hurt me, Josh. I protected my organs. I protected my organs. The kicks hurt, Josh. The kicks hurt.
Don't. Oh, I found his kryptonite.
That I'm old? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that old. I do like to joke about it, but I'm not old. I think that turning 40 will make me.
Where's my blankie?
Right here.
I love you, Rod. I love you.
I love you too, Josh. Ken's like, why didn't you just fuck already? Come on.
No, I was just thinking about looking back at when my parents were like 40, which I wasn't really. Anyway, I don't know. I was just thinking about how wild that is. Moving on. And I'm reading about the Krampus history, so just ignore me.
It's okay.
I remember. Okay, so my older sister just turned 40, and we went to the same place that we went to for my mom's 40th birthday. And I remember going and having like a beer with my mom because I would have been like, I guess 20. And oh my God, now I'm almost 40. And I remember going there it was like this weird like moment. We're there for my sister's 40th. But wait, we came here for my mom's 40th. Ew, what the fuck? Life, it's so weird.
Really, truly is. It really, truly is. So was Krampus not going to attack their little like their street, their couple blocks if it wasn't for the kid tearing the note up? That's like actually what set everything off, right?
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
No, it is because it went up into the atmosphere, and it was like instead of it being a letter to Santa, it was a letter to hell.
So that's why it was kind of like and that was my point about Max is that like the kid is generally like it seems like a good kid, but it's the like that inability to control himself when he gets emotional. Maybe it's a lesson for us all. I mean, I know I am when I get angry or upset, like I lose my shit, and it's like think about that next time you're like want to scream at a silly video game like I do, and you go, well, if you're not careful, Krampus is coming for you, Rod. Krampus is coming for you.
Yeah, but then if you don't scream at the video game, then your audience is going to be like, wait, what the fuck is wrong? What just happened here?
Every once in a while, I get to a point in a game where I'm so flustered and I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. And I'll just keep going. And somebody will be like, hey, like, I don't know how you're still doing it. And then you get to that one section where you're like, I am done. Smack. And then you like break your hand. So that's when Krampus comes to town.
Yeah.
And then you get on that YouTube feed of people losing
the stream fails.
Yeah.
The stream fails or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, that'd be good for your channel, I would assume. Those get shit tons of views.
I'm kind of amazed that I've never ended up on one of those. Probably because my audience isn't big enough, and I've never gone and submitted my things there because I'm a little too embarrassed about myself. But
dude, the views.
I know, Josh, but still, it's.
But then you become like it. Then it's your typecast to people will come in and like, when's he gonna do it? When's he gonna do it? And then they'll try it like with what happened with Kin. They'll try. But she's got the thick skin, and
I have thick skin in certain situations. Trolls are definitely one that I'm fine with at this point.
I always laugh and also go, yeah, Kin, because Kin posts her pictures about like, you know, her badass workout regime. And if you don't know, Kin works out like a motherfucker. And people will go, oh my God. And then like they point out something about her. And I'm like, you are fucking ridiculous and you're insane because one, you have no context into what Kin used to, you know, be like and what her like life was like and how much she has put in to be like improve herself. And I know you, Kin. It wasn't for anyone besides you. You didn't do that for anyone. You did that for you and you wanted to be a better person. You wanted to be healthier. I'm like, and you people are going to like, I always quote tweet when these idiots say this shit and then block them. And I'm like, you're a moron. And it's just like, what is wrong with you?
I don't understand people like that regardless, even if they know or don't know what is their issue in general. Like, I don't understand like people just like, bleh, and it doesn't make sense to me.
It's because they don't feel good. They feel bad about themselves. So they want others to feel bad about themselves also. That's what it is. It's like,
or they're just mean in general, but yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
It is what
just
it
like
is.
I've felt bad about myself, but I never felt the need to bring someone down with me type thing. It just it never felt that way. It was like, but to come back out from being like depressed or like down in life, I feel like those people should try and get back out or something. And I don't know, like for me to feel it and to understand it, I don't understand why anyone would want someone to go there again, type thing, or to try and get them to be down. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's because you're not a shitty person, Josh. It's what it goes to. It's you aren't like the shitty in-laws in this film who come in, and shit all over their like
everything.
Yeah,
shit
they're
all
like,
over everything.
Like literally and figuratively.
I love how it ends though too.
Stuff.
But like when it's like, oh, and then it's the next day, and then it's just like it reminds me of the next day on Home Alone 2 when they're in New York, and it's like, everything's normal. He's like, wait, what? I fucking love it.
Well, I feel like if you would have shot, like, because there's a line in the movie where the DHL guy comes and delivers shit, and they're like and they're like, why did all the rich people always get all the free shit? And then they go back to the house and they go, Democrats. And so I was thinking about it.
Socialism.
Like, that like in 2022, if they would have made this movie, they would have had like "Make America Great" hats on and shit like that.
Yes,
they would have been
100%.
They would have been like Trump supporters, right? It's like they're very like very like typecast as that like type of thing, and you just go, ooh, and it's that thing you go, yeah. I mean, it was contextually, it's more like powerful.
But it
now
does
in 2022.
Like now that you brought up like Black Friday because of the beginning of the movie, but like it's taking those like cliches and just like turning them up to like fucking 13. It's past 11. It goes as high up just to make a point. It's like yes, they're shitty.
But the thing is, this movie, it's not like, so my problem with Midsommar, as we were talking about Hereditary earlier, is that none of the characters are ever like even slightly redeemable. They're all just shitty characters constantly.
The entire time, yeah.
Yeah. This movie's characters, you can see that these people aren't just shitty constantly, right? Like even the shitty characters
they have
their moments where they're not shitty. I like the Howard is like, he says this thing like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were a pussy." All these,
but that's just because it's Michael. Like he wrote it as well. It's his movie.
Yeah.
It's him coming through. Like Whereas like Midsommar and Hereditary, it's Ari Aster. Like he's just fucking sadistic, sick, and twisted, and he's gonna when he comes through, it's just dark.
I think that the characters in Hereditary are more like complete human people dealing with grief and all these stuff. Everyone in Midsommar is a shitty person, including like the most like understanding character in that whole movie.
The worst breakup movie ever. That's all that movie's about. It's just it's a dark comedy breakup movie.
Yeah, but Florence Pugh's character is like, you kind of feel bad for her for most of the movie, and then the ending happens, and you go, "Oh, okay, maybe."
It's the different stages of grief from a breakup. That's it. That's all. If you actually look contextually at that movie, that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, Ari's like, he knows how to make a movie, right? I mean, like this movie is so well made,
and the whole movie is actually drawn out on the wall behind them the entire time too. So if you actually look, there's like the whole movie is spoiled right behind them in the drawings.
Yeah, I always watch YouTube videos, and one of them's like, oh, like I saw one the other day. It was like 8 horror movies that like spoiled their and Midsummer's always the only ones that because it do those drawings, right? I think it's funny, and do you guys think that like they relive Christmas in that globe every single, like, it's like they wake up, because like you have no context to them waking up in this, like if they had been just woken up like that day, or the other thing I thought I've had because of it, do they only like wake up and have it when Krampus comes in, like shakes the snow globe? Because he's shaking the snow globe at the end of the movie, right? Like it, and so you go, I wonder if that's just like, that's the only time they wake up and, have that Christmas morning is when Krampus, like, wants to be entertained and like can see that. And he probably gets fed off of like what happens when they have that realization moment, right? That realization moment when Max opens the bell and the whole family's like remembers all of a sudden everything that happened, how they all like got fucked up. They all got killed, murdered, whatever. And you go, I wonder if that's like the purpose of Krampus. Like he feeds on the angst, the like hopelessness, the everything of them realizing, oh, we're not alive, whatever, or we're not like in a good state. We're in purgatory, whatever they realize, because it's like, it seems that like he's shaking it, right? Like he's shaking the snow globe, and instead of like the snow coming out, it's misery coming out. And it's just like, yes, my misery, my.
So there's a couple different things with it, because I was looking it up because I was like, what does this mean? Like, but apparently they did not want people to ever like, they didn't want to say exactly what the ending the significance of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why my brain wasn't handling that. But the concept being that it can be his portal to the world, and like he reminds them of what they've done, but it's his way of like keeping a close eye on them. So then all of these families that he has like brought back into existence is his way of being like, all right, I can see you at any point in time. You're aware I can see you. I'm watching you. Keep your shit together.
Yeah.
But there was somebody who mentioned that it's most likely a happy ending, since Ami had a similar experience and didn't end up in a snow globe. When Ami encountered Krampus, she never took back her wish and thus lost her family. Max did the opposite and got his family back. However, because he's seen being thrown into hell, that's where stuff kind of gets weird about it.
It doesn't seem a happy ending. It seems like a fucking twisted, dark ending to me. Like that, it's like I took it as them being stuck in Krampus's little,
butthole.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, how much different was that from the ending of Drag Me to Hell? Right? Like they're like get thrown in.
It's so. Oh my God. That was one of the. I've always loved Sam Raimi. Seeing that in theaters, and anytime a movie ends and it just goes with the title again, I was just like, I was screaming, I was applauding, and everyone else in the theater's like, what the fuck? I was just like, yes! Like,
because you love twisted endings. Yeah, you can probably figure this out by now, hanging out with Josh too. Josh, if an ending's fucked up, like dark, Josh is like, yes!
Because everyone else in the theater's like, what the fuck? I hated that. And I was just like, oh my God, this is everything.
So, Ken, how did you take the ending? Did you think that they were like in purgatory? Did you think that they were back and just Krampus was watching them? What was your take on it?
I thought they were in purgatory.
Yeah.
They were just stuck there.
Yeah.
And I the more that I thought about it, the more I was like, they probably are reliving it. It's probably very Groundhog Day. But I sat there for a while and I was like, okay, I don't understand what just happened. I'm going to watch that section again and then just look it up and figure out what I'm missing. But I was on the right track. So
it's that look they all get on their face, right? Like when they and you get the overall that like dialogue over like from previous in the film when like they're dying and getting fucked up, right? It just, there's nothing happy. I mean, Josh, obviously you're on that same page too. I assume that you thought that they're just being, purgatoried out also.
Yeah, he's shaking it up. So like, I don't know. It can go either way, but come on.
Yeah,
come on.
I don't. The way they film out Krampus in this, Krampus is not rewarding anyone.
It reminded me of a lot of Men in Black or something. It's just like he's got the we're all fucked. Krampus is just fucking with us all.
Yeah. I mean, that's you. I think that the one thing I could have done without in that ending is the fucking elves and shit like popping out. Like I didn't think that was necessary. I was like, that was a little Looney Tunes, but like also, I didn't really talk about.
This movie's very Looney Tunes though.
Yeah.
Like it ramps up that PG-13 and the zany, woo, like.
The fucking masks that those elves wear are fucking dope. They're very like cool, and they got like some. I wonder if it's got to be out there somewhere. The symbols carved on their masks and faces are what they mean, because the one bride toy had that like symbol in her head, and then all the elves had like cool symbols carved in their heads in their masks, right? Like, so there was a lot of cool. And I wonder if that was like pagan shit or what, but. You go back and I bet it's probably Norwegian or something because of the Santa Claus and where he comes from, like myth wise, right? It was like Norway or something like that. I have a friend who's in Norway, or is he in wherever the fuck he's in, one of those places, and he always talks about Santa Claus being from there. I think it's Norway, right? So yeah.
Isn't Santa Claus from the North Pole?
I meant, what country or region of the world did his like mythos originate from, Josh?
Rod, Santa Claus is from the North Pole.
Your mom's from the stripper pole. Oh, burn sauce. I'm on fire.
Now you're not going to meet my mom.
Aw, but I want to meet your mom and give her a big hug and be like, you've raised this beautiful boy, Josh, and I want to touch his butt. And
Jesus. Rod's animal instincts are coming out.
Also, I don't know if you guys know, this is something I just realized as I'm looking at this. If you look at 2 of the 3 voices for the Gingerbread Man, one was Seth Green, who played one of the gingerbread called Lumpy. I think it was Lumpy. And then Justin Rowland from Rick and Morty fame played another one of those, Clumpy. So that was, yeah. I think I knew that at some point, but I had forgotten about it. So
I hope Trick or Treat 2 happens. It's been something, again, like I've been anticipating it since the first. If they can put more holiday movies into, no, I don't even want to put that. I don't want him to be typecast as the holiday guy that just does holiday movies or anything, but he's killed it, and he killed it again. So Krampus, go see it, watch it, stream it.
Yes, watch it. It is wonderful, and you should watch it. It is dope. I love this movie. It's like there's some really good Christmas horror, right? Like the original Black Christmas is fuck. Have you seen the original Black Christmas, Kin?
Mm-hmm.
That movie's awesome. I fucking love it.
We talked about classic, just like Tim Hortons.
Yeah, just like Tim Hortons. We talked about Better Watch Out last year, which is another one that's fucking
so good.
Have you seen Better Watch Out, Kin?
Watch it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna fucking love it.
It takes. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna post it. Okay.
No context. Just do it. Just do it. You're gonna fucking love it. That's it.
Watch it.
Seriously.
Yes, watch it.
I think, you've been on enough, and like from what I've seen, you love and not love and in between, this one you're going to love. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll dig it. You'll dig it for sure. Okay. I still want to do, like, I don't know how many Christmassy horror movies you guys have in your like thing. I don't know about Violent Night still. I don't know if that's a horror movie is why it really.
Yeah, but I know.
I do want to do
what about Anna and the Apocalypse? Isn't that like a
I've never seen
slash?
That. Yeah, it's a musical. That's been on my list and I've never seen it. So I'm totally down with doing that.
Let's do it.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't think I've seen it. And hey, whatever. Let's do it.
It's a zombie movie, right? But a musical. And I mean, at some point, I do want to do fucking Repo, the Genetic Opera on here because I fucking love that movie.
Please.
We've talked about it. Yes, we're going to do that. Let's do that after Christmas time. But we got what? We got 3 weeks.
There's a couple Christmas movies out this year, though. Like
what
horror
else?
Movies. What do you mean? What else?
What else came out? I don't know what else. That's what I'm asking. I don't know what else came out that's a Christmas horror movie. Horror-y? What do you mean? I mean,
there's a Christmas, Bloody Christmas, Violent Night, the Christmas Tapes.
Isn't the Grinch Christmas movie coming out here?
I believe so. Yeah, and that was oh no, that's Christmas Bloody Christmas. Yeah, that's like the. Oh wait, no. Yeah, and then but Christmas Bloody Christmas is a Shudder one, and then there's like a Grinchy one for sure.
Did you know the actor who played the Grinch in that film was Art the Clown? So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, so then we will do Anna and the Apocalypse next week. Okay. We have a movie on the podcast.
Yay!
Okay, everybody.
I'm still hunting through Icelandic symbols because I have
the mean one. That's it, and it comes out on the 9th. That's the Grinch one. Yeah.
So maybe we do that not in 2 weeks then, if it's worth watching. Because from watching it, it doesn't look like the trailer looks. The trailer looks even cheaper than the Winnie the Pooh movie. But yeah. Okay.
It might be for Invincibility.
I love when you get hyper focused like that and you're just like, I'm gonna find this shit. I love it.
Well, I mean, I have this, so my brain was like, it has to be one of these.
Is that? It looks like what is the symbol again on your ankle?
It's the compass, and it has like a lot of concepts of like grounding and like finding your way back home and safety and stuff like that. So
that's
Pedro
dope.
and I match. Pedro has it too.
That's awesome. I you know what's funny? That's your tattoo. I love how you do tattoos. You're like, I'm just doing cool shit that I like, and that's always been like my, whatever makes you happy with your tattoos. You have dad jokes on you, and yet you still have like cool shit like that. So you have a lot of dope things, and it's I appreciate it all. So
I like matching people too. It's
okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna get our murder moose tattoo, everyone. We get a murder moose on our butt cheeks.
Yeah, because it's gonna be Psycho Gorman.
Ken still need to watch Psycho Gorman.
I'm legitimately getting a Psycho Gorman tattoo, but like in traditional tattoo style. Maybe some
nice
dodgeballs, make him look like a big penis, and some flowers.
You're not losing me there. I mean, let's go. Okay.
You want a dick tattooed on you, Rod? Is that what you're saying?
The guy who did my sleeve kept telling me if I didn't stop moving, because I hadn't been diagnosed with ADHD at that point, so Adderall was not a thing yet, that he was going to put dicks in my tattoo. So there might be dicks not tattooed on me already. I just don't know they're there. So and I've missed shit that has been right in front of me for years. So maybe.
If you don't stop moving, I'm going to tattoo a dick on your dick.
That sounds painful. Okay, motherfuckers. Ken!
Yes. Motherfucker.
Your shit. Where is it?
On the internet.
In the toilet.
In the toilet.
in the septic tank.
Continue.com. We got stdmotel.com, stdhotel.com. Your only nouns. There's
quainttank.com. Your main go-to is continue.com. That's KINTINUE. I'm live on Twitch under Continue 6 days a week, and I usually start at 7 a.m. Eastern, so feel free to swing by. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Fan House, Hive if it's back up and running. I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I'm there.
Yeah, Ken's everywhere. Go check her out. I am everywhere also. Rod_Johnston on Twitter, Twitch, Hive. There's no underscore, so it's there. But yeah, I'm all over the place. Josh is Josh WRB, JoshWRB.com, Josh WRB on Twitter, and we are murdermoose.com. And yes, and then come find our YouTube and follow us there so we can get 100 subscribers. Come on, people. Come on, you could do it.
What the fuck?
Okay. Cool.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? I love you guys, and we will be back next week for Anna and the Apocalypse.
Bye!